Welcome to the Inglorious Blasters podcast, the Star Wars Legion podcast talking anything and everything glorious or inglorious about the game. My name is Corey, and with me today are two slime saps I call friends. John and Brendan, how's it going, my dudes?
It's going good. How are you guys doing?
It's going great.
Slime sap?
Slime saps, yeah. This is a derogatory term used by Mama the Hutt.
Mama the Hutt. Ooh, she's a big hut.
Yeah. Big like Yo Mama jokes on that one.
She's bigger than Yo Mama ever was. She's the origin of the Yo Mama jokes. She's that big.
Your mama's so big, she full of hoodoo. Hi, welcome to the show, everyone. We have lots of fun here at the Inglorious Blasters. I guess before we begin, this is going to be our final episode. I appreciate everyone listening, and I'm sure everyone's on the cast here is going to mention that as well. So we're just going to go over a couple of different things today, and just see you when we see you. The best way to put it, I guess. Before we begin, we're going to highlight a couple more tournaments because Legion events are always awesome and fun. So upcoming tournament hype, we got 3 Foot Good Fall Brawl, October 12th in Davenport, Iowa. We got St. Laurent Open, October 19th and 20th, 2-day event. And then we have a new one, Conflict on Coruscant, October 19th as well. Busy weekend.
And that one is in Louisiana.
Tickets and Longshanks are available, I believe, for all 3 events. Get it while it's hot. Go check it out. Today on the show, we're going to talk about some hobby stuff, Will Schick's interview on Gray Squadron Gaming, and then where we see Legion 260 going. All right, without any further ado, Brendan, what you been hobbying, man? What you been doing?
So after the all the 260 games and everything I've been playing, I've really been thinking I needed more snowtroopers. So
this is a good thought.
Yeah, so I got a Blizzard Force box. So I've been working on some snowtroopers. I have not made as much progress as I was hoping, because I'm trying to just further my hobby goals a little bit, and try and get better with my airbrush to use that for priming, and to get the Zenithal prime going and everything, and it has been a bit of a nightmare for me. I cannot get the right consistency or it to come out the nozzle quite right. So just this week I got a new air compressor to go with my airbrush, because I've got like the really cheap one now. I've got a nice beefy one, so I haven't gotten the chance to use it yet, so I'm hoping that'll help me figure this out. It's been on and off for me with consistency with the airbrush, and I can't quite figure it out, so I'm continuing to work at it. So it's a little slow go, but once I've got it figured out, I think I'm gonna breeze through these snowtroopers, and then I've got some more speeders and a second ATSD, and so we'll see what happens after that. But because I still haven't painted my first ATSD. But if I figure out this airbrush...
Shame. That model's been out for ages.
Yeah, and I got it when it came out.
You're an Imperial player. Shame on you.
I've never had an interest in running an ATSD.
That's an OG model. It's like 6 years old.
Yeah. No. Yes, my first one I got when it released. So, yeah. Once I figure out this whole airbrush thing, I think both will get painted real quick, because it's a lot less daunting with an airbrush compared to just a paintbrush on a model.
It really is.
So that's what I'm working my way towards that. Beyond that, the 3D printer's been burring, making more terrain that I will eventually get around to priming and painting. The Ferrix table I have been working on for months, that I have not touched for months, has been very daunting. So I went, you know what? I want something more simple to work on. So I've been painting some new Geonosian terrain.
Because Geonosian terrain's so easy.
Exactly, it's so easy. And I wanted to have a table to bring places, because I gave my my one table's on loan to my local store right now, so I wanted to have more options to actually go with my Geonosian mat that I have at home. So
Nice. Yeah, literally I used three colors for spray cans for Geonosian terrain, and then like a final highlight of like yellow ink through my airbrush. It works. It's just ta-da, done.
I might take that approach. You guys can see on the table behind me, I got a bunch of spray cans of like this reddish brown color. So
We can see it, but you know, no one else can see it.
No, they can't. But I'm glad we're not a video format, because people would see so much mess behind me for everything that's in partial steps of being done.
Nice.
That's
awesome,
basically where I'm standing with my hobby stuff. How about you guys?
I'll go. So I got a new 3D printer. I had my old Prusa, the Mark. I think it was the Mark III. It was going great, and I loved my Mark II. So I was like, sure, I'll just get a Mark III. That I lasted like barely a year. It had like I've had tons of issues with it. Very inconsistent, like first layer problems. I got very frustrated with it. I sold it. And it really put me off 3D printing for like a long time. I was like, I hate this thing. Get this out of my face. And everyone kept shoving the bamboo in my face. The internet, friends. I kept asking other people. I was like, Nikki B, Nick Bodnar, show me that beautiful terrain off that bamboo. Man, I couldn't help it. So then like I got it as like a birthday, kind of like a birthday gift. The P1P, that thing is a beast. That is legitimately the one printer I can literally click print and walk away, and I know it's going to be good. Like, that's really never happened for me. And it's got tons of upgraded features too. Like, hashtag not sponsored, but I'm going to gush about it. It's got a camera, so you can view your print like while you're printing. So like I set a print and I go to work and I'm like, okay, it's been about an hour. Did my print completely fail? Nope. Still going strong. So I printed up the whole Ferrix table that I backed on Kickstarter like a long time ago. And I just never got around to it. That printed out amazing. So I'm starting to paint that. Right now I'm currently printing a Warganizer. That's basically what if you wanted to 3D print a battle foam bag that had magnetic trays. That's basically what it is. It's pretty sweet. If you want to look that up, it's like Warganizer by 3.5 Designs. It's pretty sweet. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Gonna use that as like my hobby solution to like mount like create like this what is it called, like a storage rack. That's what he calls it. So the storage rack uses the same exact trays as the Warganizer. So it's like, oh, what do I want to play today? And I just pull one tray off the storage tray and then put it into my gaming bag. I'm good to go. So looking forward to that, doing hobbying on that. Yeah, that's a bit about my hobby adventures.
I have printer envy.
It's dude, it's so nice.
I'm starting to wink,
set
wink,
it and
nudge,
forget it.
nudge. Yeah, I'm starting to wink, wink, nudge, nudge at people going, hey, Christmas / my birthday, since they're only 11 days apart, just throw money at me so I can get a new 3D printer.
Yes.
Solid idea. I like the set it and forget it nature of
Like-
that.
like,
That
honestly,
sounds
like-
like I could do that.
Yes, I
sounds
was going to
great.
bring that up. John, you could definitely do this. I could setting it up took 15 minutes. Like, if that. And then I didn't even do a test print. Like they have like test prints built into the machine. I said, no. I'm just going to start printing terrain right away. It's super simple, super easy. John,
Yeah,
what you been up to?
I do want
Anything?
to go a little further than Corey, though. I want the attachment that had the multiple spools.
Oh yeah, the AMS system, the multiple spools. That one's
Yeah.
cool. That one's cool.
I feel like I could print cool things that aren't Legion related if I had that.
Yeah. I just find myself always painting my 3D prints or just keeping it a solid color. But I definitely see the appeal of like printing 4 different colors at one time.
Yeah, like I've seen a 3D print that people have done where it's 4 different colors and it's this whole, bendable Charizard toy. And
I've seen that same one. Yeah.
No, I want that.
Give me that.
If I could print that myself, I would print a bunch of Charizards. It just looks
excellent. Excellent.
Well, John, you've been hobbying anything?
I have actually. I have.
What?
I know.
What?
Shocker. I didn't even tell you guys this, but after Worlds, if you recall, there was a lot of tables that had the tower that like Ezra lives in on Lothal.
The Lothal Tower, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember seeing all those tables when we were at Worlds? There's at least 4 of them, probably more. And so I found the set that tower is a part of. It's called like the Outer Rim set. So I got that entire set, and my goal is to essentially paint that whole table with my daughter, who was just about 9. So that'll be kind of like a father-daughter project that we work on together. So it's glued, it's primed, it's ready to go. I got all the paint. So we are going to be embarking on her first wargaming table and a little bit of bonding, working on this table together. And it's actually kind of funny because it reminds me of when I put together my first wargaming table when I was 10, so like 1 year older than she is now, basically. And it was a 40K table, and it was on like a 4x8 board that I got from Home Depot. That
I know those boards, yeah.
And it was I think I used cat litter blended with Elmer's glue and brown paint to make dunes for like a desert table. So I had all these mounds of like basically like cat litter, i.e. sand, and then I mixed it with brown paint and then like highlight dry brushed it. So that's when my dry brushing journey started when I was 10. And it was a pretty amazing table. And then it was like cut up bodies of all these 40K models and stuff. And I had like red paint splattered on the board. So it's basically a desert of carnage,
cool.
of blood and gore. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm surprised no one ever, reported me for this carnage board that I made when I was 10 years old. Like, I think that, keep an eye on that kid.
There's some Nate right about him.
Yeah. But things have come such a long way with 3D printing. I mean, you don't really see a lot of cat litter boards these days. That's not something.
No,
you
really don't.
You didn't really see a lot back then either. That was some one of a kind design.
Back when I was 10, my terrain was just books or cups or whatever I could find for terrain. Unless it was Christmas and we took over the train garden and just fought in the train village.
I feel like I remember my mom seeing the board and she's like, wow, that's amazing. How did you get that texture? And I'm like, well, it's basically sand. I just used the cat's litter and mixed it in some paint. And I feel like she was like, oh my God. Like, what?
Nice. No, that I've heard that technique, from back in the day. So it's sound. It's a sound approach. It's just I don't know if anyone would do that anymore.
So yeah, she's getting a little bit different experience on actual 3D prints, but I'm looking forward to it and adding this table to the collection. So it'll be cool.
Excellent. That's awesome. Look forward to one day where I can hobby with my own kid too, but he's got a ways to go. Right now, he likes playing with the handheld vacuum. So he's really strong at carrying that thing around.
That's the trick. Teach him to clean early.
Yeah, honestly, yes. He gets really, really upset when the vacuum's off. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. Just keep it on. Just go over to that spot. Got my own little baby Roomba. All right, so that's what we've been hobbying. Oh, God. All right, so Brendan, I think you're the one that actually watched the interview from Gray Squadron Gaming. I haven't had a chance to yet, but do you want to go ahead and talk about it? Hit some highlights, maybe.
Yeah, it was a great interview that they did with Will Schick. Definitely check it out if you haven't. They covered both Legion and Shatterpoint during the interview. I only really paid attention for the Legion parts, so I can tell you more about that.
Good. We are a Legion podcast.
Yeah, basically, Will started it off with just giving the history of how 260 came about. Why they started going in this direction, how they eventually ended up with what we know now as 260, with the transition from FFG to AMG, realizing that, there were limitations in the system that existed in terms of the missions and objectives and deployments, and talking about the evolution from what it was to what it is now. And how we got there. I obviously don't remember all the details, but it was very interesting to hear, and it made a lot of sense how he described it to talk about the transition of the game. He also told us that, this is what has been released to us is not all of it. We know that, but he also said that he's given us the easiest version of it right now, which I think we realized with the objectives, because they're all pretty similar in terms of the friendly territories and where the placements of the points of interest. So it sounds like we're going to get some more complex stuff down the line. He just wanted to start us off with the easy stuff so we can get used to the changes. Makes perfect sense to me. And the only other thing he really teased about was, obviously we still got a bunch more units that haven't had changes, but he thinks the ones that people are going to like the most coming, and I think he said we should learn about them at Adepticon, are Lando and Callus.
Interesting. Those were the contingency characters.
Yeah. So
interesting.
They're also the only ones with flaws still. So
yeah. Yes. Suddenly they have tempted. No, I'm just joking.
I don't know if they'd hurt as much if they hit you, though.
Callus might, but Lando.
Depending on how his bow staff might change, you never know.
That's true. Either way, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
It was a great interview. I definitely recommend it if people can find the time to listen. But yeah, it was great to hear how excited he was to talk about it and how much he's looking forward to sharing a bunch more with us at Adepticon.
Nice. Well, I think that can transition nicely over to our next topic. Where do we see 260 going? John, how about you? Where do you think it's going?
Ooh, I don't know if I was ready. I was hoping to riff off of what you guys were saying.
Oh, well. Do you want me to just blabber?
Well, I mean, as the only undefeated 260 player on this podcast.
You know what? Start coming to Critical Hit more. Let's see how that goes. I didn't bring my snail tanks out.
It could have gone one of two ways. I could either be undefeated right now or never won a game. So
or 0-1.
So yeah, I have still only got one game under my belt. But it was a victory. But yeah, I feel like it's still too early for me to say one way or another as to where it's going. I will say that I enjoyed the game, and I'm keeping up with everything on the Discord, obviously chatting with you guys and listening to other podcasts. But I'm more curious the direction that you guys feel that it's going.
Gotcha. Brendan, do you want me to talk first, or do you want to go?
Yes, my mouth is tired from talking about the Will Schick interview.
Okay, you got it, sir.
Thank you.
Give that mouth a rest. Moving along. All right. So I think we've said it before, but it's definitely not. We definitely got half the update first. So I'm excited for all the new stuff that's gonna be released and then like updated. That's mainly what I'm thinking. I look at like my Shadow Collective stuff and I'm like, none of this got updated. kind of wish it did. Like some stuff is. The only thing that got updated was what the bus. Yeah. So I'm like looking forward to seeing what they do with Shadow Collective. What do I think is good right now in 260? I really think armor is really good. Being able to just hide your armor piece turn 1 and then just go with last with it is like crazy powerful in my opinion. Along with being difficult to kill, and yeah, just throwing a crap ton of dice. It's just really, really good. So I think armor is going to be a thing that people have to figure out how to fight. And I don't really know if cumbersome RPS style weapons are the way to go. But more testing needed. And then, my goodness, I hope we get a small tweak to Gar. There's some slightly busted units there.
Funnily
yeah,
enough,
I could.
Will Shake
yeah.
did mention that also in the interview.
Okay, that's good. That's nice. No, I figured they know. They have a pretty decent pulse on what's going on from what I can tell now, which is good. So I'm very excited for what we're gonna receive for 260. Especially the mounted combat where, like, you know, Grievous riding a wheel. I'm looking forward to that. Will it be meta? I have no idea, but I'm going to play it. I have no idea.
Should be a sweet model.
That's right.
Yeah, if nothing else.
If nothing else. Yeah, what about you, Brendan?
Yeah, I mean, I had already love all the changes because partially because the sit back and just shoot style is gone. That is a fun style. That was a fun style of play for me, but I like trying other things, and if that's all you ever encounter, it makes the game very boring and repetitive. So now with the changes to the objectives, I do feel like everything is a lot more interactive. I actually feel like we're both playing a game. Win or lose, I'm having a lot more fun now because I'm just rolling more dice. I'm playing the game more. That's how it really feels to me. And I'm loving that aspect of it. And since nobody really knows, other than like a couple Gar lists, what's actually good, people are trying crazy things. Like I had some success with double lat, which I never thought I could say in the old version of the game, right?
Yeah.
You know, and people, and people were actually saying, wow, the lats were a lot better than they thought in the games I played with them, because of the changes in the game. They are a little bit more survivable than they used to be. And you can come up with so many new and interesting ways to play with that extra 200 points. It goes crazy. And the fact that we know we have a bunch more updates to come, we got a bunch new units coming out. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from the Riot Troopers and the Sleeper Cell coming out. So that has the potential to completely change things again, at least for the Empire and the Rebels. So, I mean, we know the game is strong. There's plenty of stuff coming. It's just not coming as soon as we want it because we're all greedy and impatient.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
where's Thrawn? I don't want
I
to
want
wait
it- I want
over
it
a year
now.
for Thrawn. I don't want to wait
want it
till
now.
2026 for Thrawn.
I did play double lat, just to throw that out there. Double lat, double Wookiee, double Commando, if you recall.
He did, but that was in the old versions.
Double that.
Which
probably
isn't
not-
that even
Oh, wait.
more impressive?
Is it better now? No, it's probably about the same, if not worse.
It's
Now you
I
can-
think better now because you can hold the lats off until your last few activations,
That's fair.
and they can't just take pot shots at them on the table.
Try it again, John. It's time.
It's time. Break it back out.
Don't let me down.
They did lap
Nice.
me down. They were useless. They didn't do anything. It was the Wookiees that pretty much carried the game. Wookiees and Commandos. The lats were just there. They were a 200 point handicap.
They're a lot better now. well, maybe not in Republic, but they're a lot better now. Because at least for the Empire, because Exemplar exists now. So sorry, John, but at least as a gunship, it's a lot better in the Empire than it used to.
My goodness, Exemplar is amazing.
Is this what
I
it
love
feels
Exemplar.
like?
It feels busted in droids when I'm playing Kalani and like a regular generic like non-super tech. It's so good. It's so good.
It's pretty amazing. You see the
Yeah.
Anakin Padme appeal for years.
Mm-hmm.
It feels
Love
so
it.
good to have two commanders with Exemplar who just spotter each other and then, oh hey, I've got aims for everybody.
That's right. What I really hope is real quick tangent. I finally played a game of Intercept the Transmissions. Is that what that one's, or Intercept the Signals? That's what it's called.
That's the one.
Finally got a game of that. I really like that mission. You really don't know it by looking at the objective. I mean, maybe you do if you're a better player than I am, but but when you look at the objectives, you go, oh, okay, I'll just go towards both points, or maybe I'll reach their back point. This I think requires you to definitely split your army, and like it's crazy. It's just fun, like, because those 2 points are very, 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 very far apart. I think they're range 4 and beyond. The 2 middle POIs. So like, you can't really receive backup from your own troops. Like, you can't like take a range 3 pot shot all, across the board to go help out the other POI in case in case they need help. You can't do that. You're kind of like stranded on your own little POI. I think that was really fun. I don't know. It's a very fun and interesting mission. And the way the intel token works is really cool. You just have to contest the point with the intel token in order to score the point. I'm hoping they make more missions like that. That was like, I think I want to play it more, but that was one of my favorite missions I played so far. Like, I really dig that one a lot.
Yeah, no,
So-
I'm still trying to figure them all out and how the ins and outs and nuances of them to understand the scoring. I feel like, that's a great example of one where at first glance it goes, but then when you start figuring it out, you go, oh, so.
Yeah. You want to know what's really good there? I'm going to say it again. Snail tanks and armor. You throw the intel token on them, and then you just go flying towards their back point on turn 2. Easy point, baby. Oh, man. I just think that's a well-designed mission. I was initially put off because there was too many words, and I was learning too many other things at the time. It's like it takes up that full like block of like that trading card.
I like that philosophy. That's kind of how I decide some
Yeah.
of my cards at this point. I'm just like, yep, too many words on this one. Push it off to the
Recover
side.
the research again. All right. Close the pocket. All right.
That was how I decided some of my stuff early. So
Yeah.
sure, try to figure it out. I want the one that has less words.
Less words, please.
Reading's
No,
hard.
I think if they develop more missions like that, I think I'm going to be pretty happy. So far I think that's my favorite mission.
Yeah,
I don't know if droids are good at it, but I had a good time playing at it.
But yeah, I mean, again, it sounds like we've got some more fun and interesting and different stuff coming from Will Schick. So, and he called these ones the easy ones to understand. So we'll see what happens with the future stuff.
That's right. John and I will have to learn how to read.
I'm just
terrible.
about
Long-time
there.
Long-time listeners of the show
Just
will
about
remember.
there.
John and I don't know how to read.
I don't recommend reading. It's terrible. It's tough. You have to remember all these letters and then how they interact with each other and then the meaning of it. It's terrible.
It's tough work.
Then you have to be able to try and recognize if it's actually the language you know or not.
Who's got time for that?
I know, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh man. All right, any other thoughts on where 260 is going to go?
No, I think it's just onwards and upwards. It's great so far. I think it's going to continue to be great as we get more stuff for it. And again, listen to the Will Schick interview, because he definitely helped show that they put a lot of thought into this and the future of it to help maintain the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'll have to
All right,
take
well-
a listen. Now I'm interested what you were saying about they're aware of some of the Gar problems. There's no problems. No problems.
There's always problems with Gar.
I feel like that's a running theme ever since the Clone Wars came
Well,
out.
I mean, when you have surging red saves, it's a problem.
We got problems.
It's got
Nothing but problems over here.
Got problems. All right. Well, I think it's about that time where we got to talk about the unfun stuff. But I think our show is going to come to a close.
Because you threw that out at the start of the episode and glanced completely over it.
I did. That's how we do it. I could edit it out.
Don't, because it's funnier. I want people
It's
to
funnier this way.
sit and, stew for the
Bask in their
first-
feelings.
Yeah, for the
That's
first
how-
30
that's how you-
minutes.
That's how you do it. You tell the bad news up front. You let them wait 30 minutes, and then you talk about it.
That's why we don't put timestamps. You gotta listen and find out.
That's so cool.
You gotta listen to the cat litter story.
Or maybe they'll just make it to the first minute and be like, "Well, I'm done." Either way, that's not our problem anymore. No. Hold on. I really appreciate what we've created and what we've talked about on the show. I've had tons of fun, and I've had tons of fun interacting with people and receiving feedback and just interactions with other listeners. It's been swell. It's been great. Yeah, I mean, I could gush more, but you guys want to go? Go ahead first.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think this all started meeting back at ACO a little over 3 years ago now, and we've been doing the podcast for 2.5 years. I believe this is our 61st episode.
Yep.
Yes.
Should have made it to 66, but
Just label it 66. Who cares?
Yeah, just call it 100.
This one's just going to be the final order.
Okay, that works.
A glorious ending
like that.
to an inglorious podcast. But no, it's it's been awesome. I mean, it's been great, obviously, hanging out with you guys, and that won't come to an end.
No.
But being able to interact with the Legion community like we have over the last couple of years and will continue to do, just not through the podcast, is something I look forward to doing. But yeah, I just appreciate everybody listening and the emails that we get and all the interaction we get on the Discord. It's been a blast. So I've really enjoyed it. Can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah, just reiterate what both of them said. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great getting to catch up with these two bozos, on a bi-weekly cadence. I couldn't quite convince them on Lats. I tried. But, we're still going to be around. We're not giving up on this game by any means. We all definitely like this game. Just stepping back from the podcast world. The Discord will still be up if you want to interact with us there. Happy to give our thoughts in a nice, smaller Discord, so people are actually going to read it compared to some of the bigger Discords out there, and provide feedback. The email will still be up. I'll still check it from time to time, but the Discord, we're definitely going to be in there. So,
Yep, we'll be in there. I want to see some pet pictures, as always.
always pet pictures.
Always with the pet pictures.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. So
Yeah, tons of fun. Love hanging out with these two. So, man, oh man. ACO, what was it, 2021?
2021.
That you said, John? 2021.
21.
And then we had jerseys and everything.
Yep.
We had the jerseys by 22. Yep.
Yeah.
First episode was in April of 22.
Nice.
Crazy.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met you two before ACO started. We were just talking, before the pairings went up. When I got John round 1, and he beat me like the terrible
I
person
forgot.
that he is. And we all got lunch.
Shared
and then
a
I got
pizza.
Corey round 2.
Yeah, I forgot. It was back to back. It was John and then me.
Yeah.
You had some crazy Rex jumping list, and I was playing like Maul
No,
Run Away.
it was Rex with 3 phase 2s that all had clone commanders. So they were all reliable too, and the Rex had aggressive tactics. I was minimum putting out like, I want to say 13 surge tokens every turn that could just be shared across the whole army.
Nice. That was a funny time.
Yeah, good time.
Nice.
And I didn't know it then, but my third game was against double lat before I found my love for the lat. So clearly it was just meant to be.
We need to find that person and tell them we had to endure multiple years of hearing about double lats because of some type of
I haven't been
influence
talking
you had
about
over
double lat
Brendan.
for years, all right? I've been talking about single lat for a while.
He's been talking about single lats.
Fair. All right.
All
fair,
the single
fair.
lats. All the single lats. All the single lats.
Put your hands up.
Oh, man. Now we're getting into some shenanigans, which I always enjoy.
Shenanigans.
All right, what is the most inglorious thing we've done or talked about? Let's just throw out some fun stuff.
Inglorious.
We'll do both glorious and inglorious things we've
Okay,
done.
so glorious is double lat.
That's fair.
For now, just
I'm-
because it's still upsetting to me, is inglorious is just that double inquisitor isn't good,
No, it's not good.
and that feels very inglorious to me.
That's fair.
It should be better. Granted, they haven't gotten updated cards yet, so here's hoping.
Nice. John, what about you? Or do you want me to go?
I mean, the most glorious thing I feel like was going to Worlds this year. All 3 of us being there. Corey and I playing, Brendan judging. Like, I enjoyed the chase of trying to get the Worlds invite. Like, I enjoyed that whole process, culminating in the largest Legion tournament to date. So, that to me was the most glorious moment that we've had together as a trio. It sticks out among all the other tournaments that we've been to.
Nice.
Oh shucks.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
beat
selfish in
that!
mine then.
Beat that!
I can't. I definitely can't. I guess I'll start with glorious. Most glorious thing is, I guess, just I don't want to make it wins. That's silly. Man, I asked this question. I still don't know. It's probably just I was really, really proud of. Let's see. When I went top 8 at Adepticon, it wasn't called Worlds at the time, so I guess before it was Worlds. That was fun. I was playing like a droid list when AAT and double. What is it? Oh god, what are they called?
Spider.
Double spider droids.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
spider
yep,
with like
yep.
Kalani. That was like a menace. So that was fun. Yeah, and then just interact with the community right then and there. So like I got to meet a lot of people there, so that was pretty glorious for me. Just hanging out with everyone's glorious. I can go to a tournament
Yes.
now and see so many familiar faces and just like go ahead right up to them and just chit chat like no time has passed between us. It's awesome. All right, most inglorious thing. I've lost all 3 times I've been on stream. So there you go. Yep. I still have nightmares about it.
You just need to get on stream again. I'm sure it will change.
Yeah, sure. 4th time's the charm, right? That's the saying.
4th time. That is a saying, right? I've heard that. I've heard
I've heard this. I've heard the saying before.
And if you lose, then we'll say 5th time's the charm. We'll just keep going with it till you
we'll
win.
just, right. We'll just keep it going from there. Solid.
No, my real glorious answer is obviously hanging out with everybody at tournaments is the most glorious thing about the game. Followed slightly with the best record I ever had at a major event, which was PAX Unplugged 22, where I got 2nd place.
Hell yeah.
With the Vader holding the candy cane.
Yes.
Yes, that was the first
Yep,
year with
yep,
Vader and the
yep,
candy
yep.
cane.
I
Yeah,
remember. I remember.
I was running a Vader IG-88 list.
IG-88. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you did really good at that one. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
did.
Hey, just don't question it. You did it. Vader's a scary man.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Especially when he's got a Santa hat and a candy cane.
Oh man. All right. Anything? Any other glorious moments, my dudes? Or anything else you want to mention?
No, I got nothing.
Silence. Silence is golden. Well, I'll leave everyone with a Star Wars quote. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I thought it was good. No one's ever really gone, including us. So come hang out with us on the Discord. We'll still be there. Come check out us at tournaments. There you go.
There.
I want everyone
you
to
go.
remember to stay glorious.
One final crash landing.
We're crashing. We're burning. We're all out of fuel.
I can't even come up with something witty to end this one off with because it's sad.
Well, everyone, I'm Corey.
I'm John.
I'm Brendan. Say hi to us at tournaments and on the Discord. We're still around.
I'm putting that one in this time. It's never made the cut. I'm putting it in this time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to do a clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Clap.